You know what we should do? We should actually start. Hey guys, welcome to the Donkey's Mouth.
Yeah.
Usually we do the intros like right in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
There you go. That's where they go best, I think.
Last episode, we waited 20 minutes before we introduced Pat.
Yeah, it was very
nice.
fun.
Nice.
We had whole conversations.
Yeah.
Right. He's just a voice that lives in you guys' head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on
for
the
a
audio
while.
version of the podcast.
Like,
Yeah.
who's this orphan next to us? But we have the legendary Jake Vevera here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Us, Sirius XM God,
Yes.
podcaster, content creator. By
That's
that I
right.
mean baby. And
The baby's content. That's
yeah,
good.
that's what I would call it.
Yep. And that's just cute pictures of my baby on Instagram. I'm not doing any dark web shit with babies. So
No.
don't get that twisted.
I would call anyone who has a baby a content creator because just because of the sheer pop that you get.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want
It's-
likes, you get a baby.
I'm thinking about renting him out to like influencers. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a great idea.
Because, dude, he is legit a cute baby. And at first I was like, I just think that because I'm like genetically predisposition.
Yeah.
No, the amount of people who have come up to me and be like, dude, I normally like will tell people that they have a cute baby, but you actually do. And there's lots of fucking ugly babies out there.
There's plenty of them.
And dude,
When you meet a top-notch baby, you mention that it's a top-notch baby.
Yeah.
they do it's a cute baby in a way to where it's like, no, seriously though, like there's some uggos.
Like,
So
my sister, shitty baby.
oh dude.
I don't have a sister, but like,
Yeah. They'll tell you that. I had somebody on the podcast recently. I don't want to name her because it's kind of fucking shitty. But we were talking about this, and then so she started sending me ugly baby pictures of her friends that have been posted on Facebook.
Hilarious.
One of them looked just like Mr. Blonde from Reservoir Dogs. It was fucking horrific. I was like, my God. You know, I
Right.
tried telling my wife, hey, you can drink a little while you're pregnant. I'm so glad she didn't listen to me because this baby was so fucked up, man. Her mom, I don't know if she was drunk the whole 9 months or what was going on.
The
but
baby
like,
came out drunk.
it came out something. Yeah. It was getting slipped in there somehow.
Ugh. That's gotta be so upsetting when you have an ugly, ugly baby.
Yeah.
Dude, it's rough. Yeah.
Well,
Especially if you're like not like an ugly couple.
Nobody with an ugly baby will admit they have an ugly baby. Do you think?
I don't
Do you think if somebody has an ugly baby, they'll admit it?
I think you will if it's the second one, right?
Yeah.
If you had a cute one for the first one and then you got an uggo, there's no lying, man. You can't lie to yourself. You can't go, well, he's just got really distinct features. Like,
Stephen
no,
Lynch,
it's an ugly baby.
Stephen Lynch does have a song called "Ugly Baby."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard that one.
It's very good. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's
sing
about
it
an ugly ass baby.
It's about an ugly ass baby. Yeah, it's a very good song.
Well, even though, like, I'm kind of an ugly ass human, the baby still, like, he looks like me, yet he's somehow really cute. And I've heard that babies evolve to look like the fathers. Because, you know, back in like the ancient caveman days or whatever, if that fucking thing didn't look like it had your cheekbones or whatever, you were like, you're a cheating whore and you can get your own mammoth meat. And
Really?
like they were just fucking out. Or worse is like, I'm punting you off the sacred cliff of cheating bastard babies. And they would just like, so the ones that didn't look like the father like at birth did not grow up to make more babies that didn't look like the father, basically.
It's all about
like,
moving your bloodline.
yeah, and it would happen so often that it just kind of evolved that way. You know, if you didn't look like the father, A, might kill the baby back in the day.
Right.
B, it would at least boot you out of the fucking cave or out of the tree or, you know, wherever the hell people were living back in the, you know, prehistoric times.
That's interesting because I look just like my dad.
Right.
Really?
I look exactly like my dad.
I get it now. As a kid, people were like, "You look like your mom," and now I get my dad more.
Yeah. And there's definitely people that like look more like the mother or the father, like as they grow or whatever. But like from an evolutionary standpoint, and it does make sense. Like babies evolve to like know when he first climbs out and they spank him for that first time, he's got to at least have that dude's nose or eyes or
Right, gotta have
ears or something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he ain't getting any meat. You know,
Right.
like he's gonna have to kill his own jaguar or whatever.
True. Throw some rocks.
Yeah.
You're on your own.
We were talking about how like putting babies in blackface. Just a little before we started.
Yeah.
Like
People got mad at my kid's Halloween costume. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think like it's okay if you put a baby. I mean, is it okay? You can't get mad at the baby.
We certainly can't blame the baby personally. But like,
did the baby have the makeup? Like, do you have a picture of the baby with the with the paint?
dude, I love the idea of like a really progressive lady, like, you know, Elizabeth Warren's niece or something. You know what I mean? Just, I don't know why he keeps doing this. How does he keep getting it? I don't have it near his crib. He's just such a racist baby.
Something about my blackface baby.
He's got the big lips. He's just like fucking putting them on.
How did he find an action figure of Andrew Tate? I didn't even know they made these. Oh my God.
Oh no, he's putting white gloves on and tap dancing. No,
Like
he's not a blackface baby. He's a minstrel baby.
A few years ago, there was a kid that went to school dressed as Martin Luther King, but he did blackface.
Uh-huh.
And it's like
Like a white kid dresses?
Yeah,
Martin?
yeah.
Wow.
Is that respectful?
Here's the thing.
It's a fucking weird gray area. Like, I feel like one cancels out the other.
It's what I'm saying,
It's
like,
bad to
here's
just.
this
Right? Do you just
white
ignore
kid.
him now?
Yeah, he's this white kid who's just like a big fan of Martin Luther King.
Right.
But the way he shows it is like problematic. It's like I don't know. I think you got to let that one slide.
It's a weird one. I would definitely have to have a quick chat with the kid to figure out what is.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, tell me about your
made you-
costume. And if he was just severely autistic and he was like, what? I liked his dream. You know, it's like, all right, well, he's okay.
right, well.
But if he's like a little smart ass, little troll, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because that could be like I have a dream that one day I could wear any fucking costume I want and all you woke cunts won't say anything about it, you know? If that's
kid
where he's
shouldn't-
coming from, that's a
Yeah.
different thing.
Yeah, that kid's a problem.
That kid's, he's going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Either that or he's going to be a podcasting multimillionaire. One or the other.
Oh yeah.
Have him
That's
on the
true.
show.
Is that an Andrew Tate reference?
Is he a multi? Is interesting?
But just I was just talking like Andrew Tate and like the Ben Shapiro's of the world, like the
True.
right wing podcasting guys.
They're very angry guys.
Yeah. It's I mean I don't know that really exists so much on the left, just because there's so much like there's NPR and there's things like that kind of fill that void.
Yeah, I try to like look at everything all the time.
Yeah.
Like even like last week we were talking about like the Kyrie and Kanye controversy.
Sure.
And I was saying I like chaos.
Yeah.
So I was at this show in Jersey, and there was a black comic who was kind of like siding with Kyrie and Kanye pretty hard.
Yeah.
And there was a Jewish comic. So I introduced them to each other and brought up the subject, and then I took a step back.
Nice. There you go.
Because I wanted to see what the actual conversation was, and
Yeah.
I felt like that's the one thing we're not seeing.
Yeah, no, but like the two sides aren't talking. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were like the bad guy in Othello. You just fucking set the whole thing up
Yeah.
and then just went back and was
Yeah.
like, I was just sitting here minding my own business.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't instruct anybody to do anything.
It's fucking Shakespearean. I like it.
I just left a rag by the boiler room. That's all I did.
Yeah. I just left this whiskey bottle and this rag and this lighter next to this guy, and a sign pointing at this other guy going, he hates Southern Ireland and thinks the Queen should rule it all. Like, what?
I didn't give a shit about the Queen. I gotta be honest. Did you care?
The Queen?
Couldn't possibly care.
Oh yeah. I mean, me and her used to fuck, so it was kind of sad for me. You know, I
Right.
mean, I was kind of bummed.
Yeah, you're one of those guys. You're friends with your exes.
Yeah. I helped her kill one of her enemies in a tunnel in Paris. Yeah, dude. I mean, we just remember the good times.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you been watching The Crown?
No, I don't get patriotic about much, but the fact that the media in this country tries to make us give a fuck about the royal family so much, and
know,
we
right?
still
Yeah.
don't,
Odd.
it makes me want to put my hand to my heart, makes me want to stand and salute. Right. Oh, I love that the people in this country still, despite the media's best effort, we don't give a fuck about those spoiled, inbred douchebags.
Right.
I do like the show because it's like
I have heard good things. In all
it's a good show.
Well
it's just
written.
like it's very well. It's good storyline. It's funny because like I'm watching like this new season just dropped and it's like in the 90s. So like Charles and Diana are together and they cast the guy that played McNulty, Dominic West.
I love that guy.
I
Prince
thought-
Charles.
Is he British in real life?
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit, man! Wow.
That's the crazy thing is like I'm such a fan of The Wire that like seeing him do a British accent is like jarring to me.
Right.
Even though I know he's British, there was like
I'm like that. I was like
Yeah.
that with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
There's
Well, yeah, Idris Elba too.
Idris
I mean,
Elba,
I
yeah.
didn't know him before The Wire, and then I just saw him on a talk show one time, going, "Yes, I played the guy on The Wire. I was Stringer Bell," and I was like, "What?"
It makes
Holy
me
shit.
really concerned. Why when we try and do
it's bad.
English accents, it's bad. And,
Yeah.
when our actors try and do it,
Yeah.
they're always like, "You idiot."
Yeah.
And then they always nail it.
Dude, yeah, when we try to do British, we sound like a Lucky Charms commercial with like a learning disability.
Hello,
It's bad.
hello.
Yeah, it's really bad, dude.
The best you can hope for American black actors is to do like an African, like depending on the country, I guess, an accent. Like Don Cheadle did it in Hotel Rwanda. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Basically,
yeah.
everybody in Black Panther is killing it.
Are they doing British accents in Black
No, they're
Panther?
doing like the African accent. They can do that.
Oh, got you. Oh,
Actually,
I
Don
thought you meant
Cheadle-
the
Don Cheadle
British.
can do a pretty good British accent.
Yeah.
I bet that
Or
he's a good actor.
Forrest Whitaker in
Last King of Scotland.
Last King of Scotland. He did a
so
fucking
good.
great
Second
one,
straight
dude.
episode that
yeah.
came up.
I love that movie,
Yeah.
dude. When he gets hung
Yeah.
up by his nipples.
I'm the king, and this is the only way I can come. Hang me by my nipples or die. I'm the last king of Scotland, but you're in Uganda. I don't care. I choose my title, not you. Kill him. Kill him.
Do you know the King of Scotland? No, because it's me. I am here, and I am a doctor.
They may take our lives, but they will never take our nipple clamps. Yes, I'm the last king. Bah.
Hang me.
That and Kerry Washington's tits are the best part of that movie, honestly.
I like the scene where he has him come in and he just makes him fart
Yeah.
because he's like mixing pills with booze.
Yeah.
Really? I don't remember.
You ever saw that movie? Or
You're
you
talking
seen
Last King of Scotland, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long as I saw it.
I that's not a movie I watch all the time.
Well,
but,
right.
like,
That's not one of
He
those
was like
you know.
constipated or some shit, and like he had to like burp him or some shit.
he just mixed pills and alcohol
Yeah.
and then thought he was dying. He thought he got poisoned.
Yeah, and
That
So he
kinda
calls
rocks,
James
man.
McAvoy in and he's like,
Yeah.
"Help me!" And James McAvoy is like, "Oh, I see what's going on." He just
just
burps
hugs
him.
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He
he
just
farts?
Heimlichs him.
Yeah, and he farted.
Yeah.
I remember really liking the movie. This
a good
honestly
movie.
makes me want to go back and rewatch it because it was very good, and I love that it had that kind of subtle take on authoritarian dictatorships of like, oh no, this is why you might like them. Is because like
Yeah.
pretty much all those guys, what they usually
They
have in
charisma'd
common
their way in.
is well, A, the charisma, but then B, they'll have a really nice city around them. Like if
Right.
you go to North Korea or whatever, they'll take you on that tour around Pyongyang and show you like, hey,
Right.
this is all the cool shit, and this is the entire country.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
represents
Right. Don't go
what
anywhere
everything
else.
looks
Please
like.
don't go
Yeah.
anywhere else.
In fact, we won't let you.
Right.
Like it's
There's
yeah.
There's a book, I forget who wrote it, but there's a guy that it's called the sociopath test.
Yeah.
And he basically would interview like a lot of powerful people, like leaders and things like that. And like he talks about that. They're engaging, they're friendly, they're charismatic, but like deep down they're fucking sociopaths because that's the only way they can justify
Right.
like doing these
Right.
atrocities.
Right.
Like that's why
I
that's
do
why
like-
It's
Dennis
the classic
Rodman-
sociopath story of
Yeah.
like they know how to blend in.
Right.
So like whenever you hear about a serial killer, you're like, "Oh, that guy?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
He always seems
Yeah.
so normal."
Like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer was just
I thought he actually did throw people off.
He was. I mean,
Well, he
from
was
my
weird,
understanding,
but,
is
like-
people. He was weird, but like, I mean, he had to get people home or
Yeah.
whatever, you know.
Right. So he's charming enough.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
charming
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
You go to a bar and get you a drink.
Right.
But then again, let's face it, dude. He was a fairly good looking gay dude with abs. So it's like you know what I mean. He could just be
Right,
like,
right.
let's go hook up. You know what I mean?
Maybe like when he took
yeah.
the glasses off and like combed his hair, it was very
Yeah,
handsome.
I mean, he could kind of just like, I got Molly.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to
Right,
go do
right.
Molly? Like that could be enough for Dahmer.
The 80s and 90s, like I don't know, I've been watching so much shit where people were just like, were people stupid back then? Is that what it was? Like,
I think so, man. Like there was definitely a lot less just sort of awareness of that kind of thing, just because we didn't have the true crime docs, we didn't
That's
have
true.
social media,
That's true.
Right.
So it was just you knew of like a handful of serial killers, but like it wasn't
You never
it wasn't as
expected it to happen
prevalent.
where you are.
Right. Yeah. It was just one of those off kind of things. I mean, it's kind of like, but I think we also have more psychos now.
yeah,
But instead of the serial killers, because it's harder to get away with now, we tend to have more like mass shooters, to where like I was watching Lethal Weapon because my wife had never seen it. And I was thinking of a scene actually in Lethal Weapon 2. It's the first one where Mel Gibson comes in the second one. And do you guys remember the
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
I'm talking about? It's the one where he goes to a playground because there's a sniper and he's just murking kids. And it's just, the whole thing is like, here's a badass cop taking down the bad guy. But the scene they decided to use was playground with 24 dead kids,
Right.
And he just kind of walks up and he's just like, come on, sniper, or do you only do kids? Pow, and it's just kind of like, wow, you would never have that now. And you
That's
look at it.
so evil. That's like
Yeah, but
unbelievably
it's
evil.
such a quaint fucking thing to where it's like, oh yeah, you could put that in a movie back then, because no one was really doing that back then. No one was really just going in and like, I'm gonna murder this class full of fucking kids, and so you could have that in a movie because it was almost like a Batman villain at some point. It was like
so
a orc in Lord of the Rings. It was like no one was doing it.
It's cartoonishly evil,
Right?
But now it's like in the geist of like what?
That's a thing that could happen.
Now it happens on a fucking monthly basis, and it's like
it happens so often that we're not like we can move on with our day now.
You
Like,
can't.
It wasn't that long ago where it ruined your day when a classroom got shot up.
Oh, dude, I remember Columbine in the 90s. That was like a generational defining thing. But now it's like it happens so often that you're like, but before that happened, before Columbine, you could just throw it in Lethal Weapon 2 and you go, look what a badass cop Mel Gibson is. And like that's why you have the elementary school massacre is to like, this is just a cool badass cop kind of thing.
Right, so that we can show how cool Mel Gibson is.
Yeah. Right. It's like they could have been heroin dealers. Should have just gone with cartel guys. Like it would have been the same fucking thing.
It's fine.
Yeah. They could be selling crack on a playground. Like
you don't need kids here.
Yeah. They didn't need the dead kids, but they were like, let's just do it. Fuck it. Dead kids.
Kill some
Why not?
kids.
Yeah.
I remember when Columbine happened. After like if you saw anybody in a trench coat, you were like, no, fuck that.
That really fucked up trench coat sales, man. How would you like to be a guy who just bought out a trench coat company the fucking week before Columbine? And he's just like, Dad, I got this on the cheap. This is awesome. Look, it's a family business week. Oh my God. No one's buying trench coats.
Now we used to be detectives and now we're
someone should look up the sales numbers for Burlington Coat Factory.
Right.
In what was it? What year was that? I was in high school when that happened, I think.
I heard the same guy that bought Burlington Coat Factory right before Columbine, he bought the Tiki Torch companies right before Charlottesville. I can't catch a break. I can't catch a break. It's like he bought an airline right before 9/11. Like he has no fucking luck. No business.
I turn my Ohio backyard into a tiki place. I put sand. I bought sand.
It sucked, man. The finances were all in order. All in order.
You think when Columbine happened, the trench
he also
coats
bought a
and all
bunch
that
of
stuff?
Yeezys like 2 weeks ago. Fucking poor guy.
You think instead of like burning jerseys, they just burnt half their coats?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Turn them into jackets instead. When you think about like every time there's a like what was the last mass shooting? Uvalde? I'm sure there's been.
I think so, man. And I hate to. I mean, knock on wood.
Now.
It's been a little while for 2022. I mean, it's been a good couple months or something.
Maybe whoever's gonna do it is waiting until 2023.
You think he was just seeing how the midterms panned out?
See how I like.
He's like, red wave. All right, I'll let it go.
There's gonna be a red wave one way or another. It's either happening in Congress or in the streets. Bah, 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 bah.
Part of me. Speaking of that, part of me kind of feels like I want Herschel Walker to lose, but not by enough where he like gives up. Because I just find it funny.
It's pretty wild that he's as far as he is. Yeah, I really thought it was going to be a total Roy Moore situation, from Alabama, where it's like
I don't know if I don't follow anything.
Herschel Walker is running for Senate.
You got to check out clips of this fucking guy.
Oh, he's retarded.
He's nuts.
Can we say that? I can say that, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking about Herschel,
yeah.
I think he should be allowed.
The guy's name is Herschel.
His brain is made of coleslaw, dude.
Yeah. He's pretty fucked up. Like everything they've said about CTE and brain damage in the NFL, you listen to this guy in one clip and you're like, accurate.
Yeah.
Dead accurate. I don't need a doctor at all. I need only to listen to Herschel Walker talk.
Dude, Herschel Walker is running for Senate in Georgia. And he played at the University of Georgia.
He's gonna win.
He's a football star.
Just based off of that, he's gonna win.
It was so close.
Oh, you haven't heard the full story. It gets fucking nutty.
It's so close that it's gone to a runoff. So they're counting votes. They're like basically voting again, right?
Okay.
Now he's voting. Obviously, he's running as a conservative. He's a Republican. He's voting against abortion, even though he's
like super right wing against
Yeah.
abortion, like no
Really?
exceptions,
no
like
exceptions.
criminalizing anybody who does it, that
like,
kind of thing.
if
Yeah,
you get raped and have an abortion, you're going to jail. That's how conservative he is about it.
You're
right?
going to jail.
Yeah,
Wait.
straight up. He's locking up.
yeah,
He
dude. Now
wants
that Roe v.
to-
Wade's
yeah.
gone, yeah,
What?
some of these
He
states
wants
are.
to
If I
lock
found
up-
you crying in an alleyway, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Is that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Wow.
because you got that aborty look in your eye,
Yeah.
I'm stopping pre-crime.
You look a little aborty.
If you say abort mission, you're going to jail. That's how.
Yeah. You better not stutter saying abort mission in the wrong state these days.
So
yeah.
here's where it gets funny. Well, not funny, I guess, but
No, this is where it gets hilarious.
yeah, he has
Gets
forced
hilarious.
so many women to have abortions
Yeah.
over the years. Like
Wow.
all these women
Yeah.
are coming out, be like, well, he forced me to have an abortion.
But
Like-
was it like while playing football with them? Was he?
I think it was.
Before, during,
I mean,
just
all of the
for
above.
Years.
All the above.
For
I think one
years.
of them he knocked up and then had the abortion during a
doctor's
game.
It's like, let me
But
show
that
you how a
was-
linebacker plays.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in the belly.
He forced an abortion during halftime against the Colts. It was fucking crazy.
He had a doctor in the next room, just like waiting, just punch her in the stomach now. Get it
Right.
over with. Like
Yeah.
Right.
Like-
His house is all stairs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything
Yep.
he's saying that he stands for, he's done.
He's
the
done all
opposite.
those things. That's pretty conservative. Of
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. But he also and as much as people have been focusing on the abortion stuff, which they should, it's hypocritical or whatever. The shit with his wife and kid,
Yeah.
so much fucking nutty.
Yeah.
He apparently like multiple times pulled a gun on his wife and kid and threatened to kill them.
His son.
That's pretty CTE.
His son,
Yeah.
Christian Walker, is like this influencer guy. Kind of a piece of shit.
He's
really annoying.
he's like a gay MAGA guy,
yeah.
like
Okay.
super right
And
wing.
then even
Okay.
he went out against
Yeah.
Herschel Walker. He was like the last month or so, he's just been like doing these Zoom interviews and
Yeah, it's
he's,
fucking wild,
all
dude.
over the internet. And people are like, you know what, this Christian Walker kid probably isn't such a bad guy.
Right.
Like if he hates his dad this much, like he's super annoying, but we're all like, yeah, Herschel Walker's kind of a piece of shit.
Huh.
And he
Yeah.
still might win.
He still might win, man. I mean,
That's
I don't
how-
think he will, though. I don't think he will because now it's runoff time.
Yeah.
That's going to happen in January?
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff kind of flew under the radar because there's a lot of other races going on during the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
It's something's going on in every state. There's Trump stuff going on, with his candidates and how's that whole thing panning out. There's all this other stuff going on. Whereas now it's basically, I think he's going to be the only runoff election, right?
Yeah.
So the whole country's going to be zeroed in on him. And the gun thing kind of flew under the radar a little bit, dude. Like everybody's focusing on the abortion thing just because there's so much going on with Roe v. Wade and like the hypocrisy of the whole thing. And yeah, rightly they should. But the gun thing is so much crazier that at this point where we're at now, it would take a lot for me to vote against a Democrat, but that would do it. If it was he pulled a gun and threatened to kill his wife and kid. As detailed of information as we got about what Brett Kavanaugh did, which not that should have been taken lightly, but this guy threatening to kill his wife and get with a gun, not just kind of saying I'm good, but pulled the gun on him. That's about 1,000 times worse than that Kavanaugh guy groping a lady in high school.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still fucked up, but. But now we're going to just be focused on that, and so I can't see the guy winning. Plus, he sounds like a fucking buffoon.
Yeah,
Even if he was an angel outside of this stuff, it's a total Sarah Palin situation where you go,
he's stupid.
Guys,
How do you-
There's no reason you're here.
did they not talk to this guy for 5 minutes? Even if he was an angel in his personal life, he's not going to be able to debate policy because he's fucking dumb. He's
favorite-
really
Here's
dumb.
the problem with guys like that. I always feel like they speak to the people that are they just want to blow shit up.
Yeah.
Which is that's how I think Trump won.
Sure.
And they're gonna come out in hordes for him, whereas pretty not crazy people or very normal people. Sometimes they don't even go vote. They're
Yeah.
I gotta go to work, whatever.
Yeah.
But the people who care, who are just they just live at home and they watch TV and they're like, this guy's saying crazy shit, but I fucking agree.
So there's thousands of people with like mullets and missing teeth going, I also don't like big words. Fuck it. I'm going.
Yeah.
How do I register to vote? Like, you think that's going on?
1,000% that there's those guys. That's why it's close.
My favorite thing that
I can't believe it's close.
my favorite Herschel Walker thing was like when he was talking about like air pollution, and he was like,
oh yeah,
like, he's like, we got this good air in America, and China's got that bad air, and all of our good air. I swear to God, he was like, all of our good air is gonna go to China. And I'm
What are you gonna do? Put it in a bag? What are you?
like somebody like stopped and was like, wait, what? Like if as a politician, if you say something and someone's reaction is wait, what?
Right.
It's probably
it's pretty
a
wild.
little articulate.
It's pretty
No?
wild. Yeah, it's not like he followed that up with like some, Neil deGrasse Tyson-esque, explanation about the atmosphere and other. Like, no, he was just like, China's going to take our good air and give us their bad air.
Yeah. And he just left
like,
it at that.
what is that? I mean, yeah. So that's why we shouldn't pass any kind of climate change bills.
Wait.
It's pretty wild, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, dude.
Isn't that more of a pro climate change? Even if you were gonna like go after that.
No, because I think his argument was something along the lines of like, well, China's not making any kind of energy sort of.
They're not changing.
They're not trying to curtail their energy use, so we shouldn't do that because they're going to take our air and give us their bad air. Like it was just kind of.
That's not the discussion.
No,
it
was just kind of a rift kind of thing. It's but hearing him fucking talk about the abortion stuff is fucking great because they will ask him in interviews about it, and he'll like rat on himself in the interview. Like it's fucking crazy. He's like the worst. He's his own prosecution attorney.
Yeah.
Like it's really wild. They'll ask him about like, did you know that lady? And he'll be like, no. And they'll be like, well, she said that you paid for an abortion back in 1990, whatever. It's like, I don't know what she did with the money after I gave it to her. It's like, bro, you said you didn't know her like 2 sentences ago. Like, what do you? I mean, you listen to the interviews, and it's not like they have to go back and piece the shit together. This is like within a 1 minute soundbite of the same interview, unedited, just right there. He's snitching on himself and he's completely contradicting what he said, and it blows my mind because I'm like, dude, you knew these women were out there. Didn't you have a backup plan for like if they come forward, this is what I'm going to say or do? Like you didn't get your story straight in advance. Like it's insane.
No way, he did. He didn't. He was just like, all right, look.
I think he's running on a whim.
Yeah.
I think he's like, fuck it, man.
If someone
any money, that's probably it.
Exactly. Someone should just ask him, Herschel Walker, what is your plan if you win the Senate seat? He's just gonna be like, I'm gonna run 75 yards for a touchdown, and then people will be like, that's the wrong answer. That is the wrong answer.
Right.
It's a fantastic answer. What are you talking about?
I'm going to spike Pelosi's husband's head just like I used to spike footballs in the end zone.
That sounds right.
I'm going to finish with that hammer guy fucking started.
I would run for president just in football terms.
Right, yeah.
Just speaking in football
you'd win.
metaphors.
You'd 100% win.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Oh, I'm sure he's done it, Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's just randomly. Dude, I heard him the other day. He made a Talladega Nights. Yeah, we know you're backing up out there, buddy.
I've actually never seen a taxi have that.
Yeah, that's pretty intense for a taxi. That's like
it's because he's got the wheelchair thing.
Oh God, yeah.
I can't stand cripples.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't want to tell you what my final solution is because I will get this thing yanked off the internet so fast.
Do it. It means you get a good bump before you
hang
take it
on,
off.
Yeah. Maybe Andrew Tate will have me on. Or one of these guys.
Andy?
I'll be tearing it up with Lex Friedman. Maybe I'll start a podcast with Herschel Walker.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be pretty awesome, dude.
I would love to ask him. Just fucking park, dude.
It's very hard.
You're a bad driver. You're not good with steering wheels.
There's his plate number.
There's people from another country helping him park.
Let's go jump him.
Yeah. He's still.
Oh, he's wait, we're not done yet.
Let's give him 2 for flinching.
He looks like he has space.
I can't wait.
Bro, how are you this bad at parallel parking when you literally drive for a living? He's just out there 8 hours a day bombing at fucking driving.
If you're in yellow
Jesus
cab
Christ.
4M37, just get out.
Yeah, dude. He's
Oh, look
gonna
how
get
old
you
this
killed.
guy is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh fuck, man.
Wow.
There it is.
This is a real. If you think Biden shouldn't run again, my God, this guy shouldn't fucking drive.
Wow. He looks like Sean Connery in Finding Forrester.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely in senile old man Connery mode.
Absolutely.
There's no way he makes money. Like the people that pay with credit cards, what's he doing?
Oh, he definitely shows up and people are like, ugh, that's no.
Dude, he looks like Egyptian Tom Waits. It's pretty fucking rough. It's pretty rough.
Wow. I hate that guy.
Yeah, he sucks. Hopefully, I mean, I'd go out there and punch him in the face, but let's face it, time's going to do it soon enough,
yeah,
right?
You might kill him if you do that.
Yeah. I'm just going to wait for Father Time to take him out for us.
I'm curious to see how much money he made on his shift.
I think he just spent it all on the gas it took him to park.
That turns out he's like secretly some crime boss, like in a Wes Anderson film or something like that. He's about to go lecture some guys who are tied up on why you shouldn't trust people with pig farms.
Right.
You're gonna fucking feed them to him.
He just sits in front of people's apartments with his hands in his pockets, warns you about something that you have no idea about.
Yeah. He's out of his goddamn mind.
He eats sugar cubes as a snack.
Ugh.
No, he likes those Werther's candy.
Okay, I
All those
saw why.
old timers like those
So do I.
Werther's
Right.
candy.
I do
That
love
candy
those.
that when you buy them, they're 100 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, maybe that's because I'm old. I enjoy them.
They're okay. They ain't
Those
bad.
I love the old
Little
butterscotches.
butterscotch ones. Yeah.
Oh,
Old
yeah.
butterscotch.
You've really embraced becoming an old man.
Oh yeah. I went to Trader Joe's earlier. What are you talking about? I love doing old
It's like,
old
oh,
people
early
shit.
on a Sunday. Let's.
Yeah, it was delightful.
Trader Joe's.
Yeah,
Man.
it was.
Where's the nearest Trader Joe's to here?
Long
I
Island
haven't-
City.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Right
haven't
on-
been to
right
one
on
in like
Jackson
forever,
Ave.
man.
Yeah.
I would sometimes hit the one by Union Square because I would just be at that subway.
That's a
stop
good one,
lot,
yeah,
but-
yeah.
Dude, I remember when COVID started, me and Amy went there and just got so much fucking cheap wine, dude. We just
yeah.
like filled backpacks with Trader
Right.
Joe's. It was insane, dude.
That place is the worst on like a Friday, like after like 5 or 6 o'clock when people
yeah?
get off of work. The line wraps around the store like 3 times because it's all these white women that are buying wine for the weekend.
Right.
It's like we get it. You're
Or
gonna
they
hang out
want to see like what the new seasonal
Yeah.
flavor
Yeah,
is.
yeah, we get it. You're gonna hang out with your cat all weekend. Just
It's White Woman Wine Day.
yeah.
they gotta stock up the
It's
staff.
like, lady,
you know?
I'm trying to get trying to get some asparagus. Get
Yeah,
the fuck out of
they
the
have
way.
to they have to triple their stock of that shitty rosé. You know, fucking hate rosé. You know, and I've had some nice rosé. You know what I mean? Like if it's kind of pricey or whatever, yeah, of course it's gonna be all right. But like most of it just has that fucking horrible aftertaste. You know that rosé
metallic,
aftertaste?
yeah.
That kind of,
Yeah.
it tastes like hangover mouth. You ever just wake up
Yeah.
and you've
Yeah.
just been drinking all night and you have that sort of it's not just cotton mouth. It's that almost that kind of like you said, metallic, kind of just
Right. Just
stale.
stays in your
Yeah,
throat.
dude, that's what rosé tastes like, and it's okay when it first hits the palate too. But like when it
Right.
goes down and you after you've swallowed, you kind of just get that.
Right. I got some good
gross.
booze for you right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
got some booze.
Yeah. Pass him this jar.
Oh, dude, thank you. Look
These
at
are-
that.
These are moonshine pickles.
Is this actually in the moonshine? Is this in
Yeah.
moonshine?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a pickle shot right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Do a pickle shot.
I'm gonna do a pickle shot, bro. This is awesome. Where'd you get these, by the way?
My mom brought them to me because she went to New Jersey the other day.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, dude. So where'd she bring them from?
Want me to open them?
Somewhere in near Atlantic City. You want help?
No, I got it. That's some unmanly shit. Passing you guys.
Especially because we already opened it.
Well, you guys just you reclose it so tight. It's hard for me to get off. It's
Yeah, those young hands.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It's
man.
kind of sweet, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. It's not still in moonshine. It's definitely still mostly pickle. But yeah, these are good. Let me. I'm gonna taste one of these right now.
Do it.
This is
Get
good,
in
man.
there.
Where'd you say they sell these?
Somewhere in the Jersey Shore.
Nice. Thank
Are
you,
you
man.
are you a big pickle guy?
Like pickles? I do like pickles.
Good.
Good. Those are for the baby.
Dude, he's a little over a month. He only eats pickles. I don't know. The doctor was like, "There's something fucking wrong with him."
You got to start mashing the pickles.
Yeah.
I keep giving him
Literally
milk,
never
but
heard.
he wants the
Yeah.
pickles.
Doesn't like milk. Doesn't like formula. Pickles. Only pickles. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like a little old man.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So, this is your first kid, right?
Yep.
So like, is it
Better be.
Yeah.
I Herschel Walkered all the other ones.
Is it like what's the vibe? Like like does it change anything? Like are you
Yeah, I mean-
are you more afraid of things?
Not so much, man. I mean, you know, I'm definitely more tired now because like I'm just
yeah.
not sleeping at night, and yeah, but really he's like an infant, so I'm not really, you know, I'm not. He just kind of stays at home now. Maybe I'll get a little more of that once he's like going out to school and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I'm not really worried about that before now. His mom's more of the worrier. She's enough of a worrier that I'm like I have to block out any worrying I have just to kind of balance her out. Otherwise,
Right.
that kid's gonna be what many psychologists refer to as a pussy, a fucking pussy.
Right.
And I can't have that. So I just kind of block out any
Yeah.
worry that I have.
I think that's the way to do it, man. Because you can't, especially in New York, man. You like there's something about raising kids here. Like I was born and raised here, and like I don't think I'm tougher than anybody else, but I've seen some shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
Right.
by
Mentally, you have the toughness of like there's not much that bothers you.
yeah.
right.
Like-
yeah, you kind of walk past it and
Like
yeah.
when shit has happened on the subway, I'm just like okay, and I just kind of like I move, but I'm
Yeah.
like I'm not, you know, I'm not afraid of anything.
yeah.
Right.
I
mean, you gotta-
usually when shit happens on the subway around me, I join in and we have a really good time.
Yeah,
we have a pushing
It's so
party
much-
where we push push each other on the tracks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, when I see a guy walk into a car and I think that guy might try to mug me, what I do is I quickly get up, I go 3 seats down, and I mug someone else.
Yeah, yeah.
And he leaves me the fuck alone.
Yeah, nobody mugs you.
It's like jail. You find the person.
Yep.
Who's the weakest person?
Yeah,
It's reverse
Yep.
jail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's right. And there's unwritten codes of ethics. And he's like, well, somebody's already being mugged on this car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
can't
I
do
better find another one.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I can't do that. I got to go to my own cart.
Yeah.
Last night I was on the 7. Actually, I saw there was like 3 Mexican dudes, and 2 of them were kind of I couldn't tell if they all knew each other. Like the one that was they were fucking with was like he was either drunk and they were trying to help him, or he was like tired and they were trying to rob him. But like he tried to run away and they chased him off the train, and then the train doors closed, and I was like, well, not my problem anymore. Like,
Right. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck were you gonna
Yeah.
do? I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know.
I just watched because like what I don't like is like if something starts popping off and like it spills into other people and like old people get pushed. I'm like, all right, like now you're being like I'm trying to listen to a podcast. Like try to shut the fuck up.
It's different. Yeah. I mean, I guess if it was like just a civilian getting messed with, that would be one thing. But like if it's just 2 guys fighting,
Yeah,
that's between them.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't. Yeah. no.
Because I don't know what the fuck happened anyway. You know?
They're probably both douchebags, but it's none of your business.
Right? Yeah. It's most of the time when people are fighting, both of them are kind of fucking dicks. It's not like, you know, when the bars closed at 2 a.m. back home. I would see 2 guys in tap out shirts fighting, and I'd go, I wonder which one of these guys
Yeah.
is on the side of all that is good and righteous in the universe.
well, what it is
Right.
it's probably some guy that's for abortion rights.
Right.
And then the other guy in the tap out shirt is against, and then that's why they're beefing.
That's, you know, because I did grow up in a college town in a swing state, so there was a little bit of that.
Would you
know?
go to college?
University of Iowa, but I grew up in the city as well.
Okay.
Iowa City. But yeah, man, it's a college town, so like it's pretty blue, but then
Yeah.
it's surrounded by like small towns and stuff. But it's kind of like Williamsburg if it was surrounded by corn instead of the rest of the city. You know, that's kind of you know I think the best way to describe it. That's just sort of how that place is.
It's like a very liberal like spot
Yeah.
right there, and then everything else is very conservative. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's like when I love college football. So like when I follow recruiting. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
anybody that goes to Clemson, I'm like that they must have sold you on Clemson because Clemson itself
Yeah.
is like that is very liberal,
yeah.
but it's like outside of the university, it's the most redneck.
Oh yeah.
Part of South Carolina. Like they have Confederate flags, the whole nine. It's like if I was like I remember I forgot who somebody was like talking about that. Some former player or coach or whatever was like, I don't understand how anybody would actually commit to going to Clemson knowing that they have Confederate flags. It's kind of like
Yeah, it's pretty weird, man. It was like because they would have those in Missouri. It's Iowa City is in Iowa, which is technically in the north, you know, fought for the Union and all that. But then you go like 45 minutes south of Iowa City, and you're at the border of Missouri, which was very much Dixie. So you go from like Trader Joe's and rainbow flags in the front of all the bars to Confederate statues within like a few fucking stops on the interstate, and it's just insane, man. And like you go down there and you ask them about that, and they go, you're like, hey, what's with all these Confederate statues? And they go like, well, what you got to realize is it's really more about the military than it was what they were fighting. And I was like, that statue's Roseanne Barr tweeting like that on a horse. What is that? What are you talking about?
She's got a little jar of Ambien next to her.
Yeah, doing ambient bumps. It's crazy.
Argument, because you could just have a monument to the war or something.
Right,
or a plaque.
yeah.
You don't need to have like the guy that very much didn't want slaves to be taken away from him.
Right.
Well, they're like, it's you know, they don't have that kind of shit in Germany, you know. It's not just like here's
they outlaw it like hard.
Oh yeah. It's way outlawed there, man. Like it's fucking crazy. But
I was talking to Mo Singleton. He went to Germany. He was like, they don't even talk about it. They're just like,
like it never happened.
Like there was a brief moment.
You can't even bring it up, dude.
We got out of our minds a little bit, but now we're good. We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Once we came out of pocket. And
man, they don't have that kind of shit. They don't, you know, like, oh, here's some kind of fucking Hitler Happy Meal restaurant.
Right,
you know what I mean? Where it's just kind of
that mustache is gone
forever.
Yeah.
No one's rocking that mustache.
Michael Jordan tried to bring it back.
It's
that's because athletes hate Jews.
Full circle, baby.
Yeah, man. I kind of hope Kanye keeps saying crazy shit, because I have a bit that I've been doing that's been going well with it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, keep doing it, I suppose. You know, but it's just fucking crazy, man. You know but he, you know, he's been saying crazy shit for years.
Oh yeah, he's always been a nutcase.
But he can't help but to one up himself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's like because he started doing like, well, nobody in hip hop really is going for Trump. I'm going to somehow made that cool because I made the shoes that look like stupid fucking socks cool.
Right.
And dude, they're ugly as shit. Like, you know,
I don't like
but he was like, I somehow made that a thing. I'm going to somehow make MAGA a thing, because he's kind of a dumb guy. Like, I mean, he's great musically, but like in terms of everything else, he's really one of those fucking savants where he doesn't know what the hell's going on.
No, there's one thing that you go, oh, he's a genius.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you take him out of anything else and put him into any other subject, you're like, oh, this guy's a dummy.
Yeah. Right. And it because of social media now, people have access to these guys like they never used to. Mm-hmm. Nobody used to go like, the guitarist for Def Leppard's amazing. I wonder what the fuck he thinks about the Middle East. You know, like it was never a thing. You have no idea what.
Actually, remember that when you actors and musicians got involved in that shit. You'd be like, shut up.
It's like, bro, you literally get paid to pretend you're anybody but you. Right. What the fuck do I care what you have?
Right.
To say?
I want you to do this. Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, how about you have a smart person write what you're going to say right now? Right. Fuck off. You know, like that used to be kind of the sentiment.
That's the
when
thing
those guys would do that.
That pissed me off about Kyrie too, because it was like he's like, I'm not going to say he's a dumb guy. He's on some level intelligent. He's an amazing basketball player, so he's got that going for him. But like he's in that one argument he was having with I forget the reporter's name, but he was like I'm not promoting anything.
All I'm doing is retweeting it. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
And then the same sentence, kind of like Herschel Walker, he's like, well, I just want to use my platform to teach people. Like, you can't say one thing and not the other.
You just said the opposite of what you just said.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, you're either teaching or you're not.
Yeah. Because you're a dummy. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Which
that's
is fine.
insane, man.
But the problem is then, like, here's the thing. And then what was it? Was it Greta Von whatever her name is on Fox News when she was told LeBron to shut up and
Greta
dribble?
Von Fleet? The band?
No,
I would love if Greta Van. It's like we sound like Led Zeppelin and we give a fuck about the climate. That's our two things, you know.
I think you're talking about Fred VanVleet,
that's the basketball player.
We need to use more electric cars.
Is that Led Zeppelin? No, it's different.
No, yeah, like when she told LeBron to shut up and dribble,
Women should have the right to choose.
I think
Get an abortion, girl.
I think these guys should be able to express their opinions and all that. I get it, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't want to tell you to shut up and dribble, but like sometimes you should fucking shut up and dribble. I don't know.
Well, but it's also like it very rarely is somebody very talented, athletic, and then also very talented with just being a fucking brainiac. You know what I mean? Like it's
I can think of
But
like
it's
three
not
guys
shut
ever.
up and
Right.
dribble. It's you're not meant to be articulate. You can have a message.
Yeah.
Have a message. Have your belief. But when you're asked to speak in depth on it, chances are it's not going to come out correct.
Right.
Which is like then we were talking about like the with the black comic versus the Jew comic, talking about that whole stuff. We were talking about this last week too. Mm-hmm. It comes across like when an athlete or a music like a Kanye, they're saying like, "Oh, fucking Jews," but what they are saying is like, "Why can't black people say anything without getting their stuff taken away?"
Right.
Which is what they're trying to say.
That's it. Like,
But it comes out as
just
Jews.
say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. But it's like, well, black people aren't getting their stuff away who aren't going and ranting about anti-Semitic shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
And I will make the comparison to Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson got his career fucked for like 2 decades. And people go, well, nothing. I've even heard dumb people say, well, nothing happened to Mel Gibson. Were you not listening? Yeah, I did. Did you not pay attention to what happened to that guy? He was a fucking A-lister.
Years and years and years.
We still really haven't.
Last thing I saw him in, he was in a movie about writing the dictionary.
Yeah, I mean, dude, and you know what? Good movie. It wasn't the box office hit that Braveheart and Lethal Weapon were. You know, that was the caliber of movies he was getting booked to do before that, and it's an apples and oranges comparison as well because Mel Gibson didn't publicly go, guys, I have something to say about the people who secretly run Hollywood. This was something he told a cop as he was being handcuffed and thrown in the back of a squad car, drunk enough that he probably couldn't remember it. And he didn't go like Kanye's doing. He didn't go on fucking late night to go like, yeah, I believe everything I said to that cop. The Jews really do run Hollywood, mate. And it's like, what do you? Well, it's a good thing the Jews love making 17 Lethal Weapon movies, eh? Fucking did all right by your bank account. Good thing they loved the story of William Wallace fighting back England, huh? Wasn't all bad. Kind of a glass is half full kind of problem. It's a glass is half full cabal for you there, Mel. What are you talking about? And it's just still a stupid thing. Not to tap too much into my Kanye bit, but it's like, yeah, it's sort of like a guy who lives in Maui bitching about Jews controlling the weather. Like he should be blowing a rabbi right now if he thinks that they run an industry that he's made $1 trillion in. Like it's insane. I mean, it's
Right. You can't be the victim and the winner.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, you should be saying this at an open mic. You know what I mean? You should be like somewhere down on your luck. If you were like trying to hand me your CD in Times Square, you know what I mean? Like 20 years after people buy CDs, if you were one of those guys going, by the way, Jews run the entertainment industry, that's why I'm fucked. It's like, all right, well, they don't, and that's not why, but like, I get you have grievances. You know what I mean?
You
like,
named your mixtape Mein Kampf 2.
Yeah, you're handing me a fucking mixtape in Times Square for free.
Right.
I get you need a scapegoat. Like I get why that guy needs a scapegoat. I know a guy who's going, I've only made 1.3 billion, but if the Jews weren't there, it would have been like 1.6. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the hell that guy's talking about.
Right. Well, I guess a lot of the argument is also how much little money they make compared to like the producer or like the owner of the record company or the agent or the owner of the team. So I think that's where it's coming from.
That's literally the case in every industry.
Yeah, but even in Kanye's case, like it's a weird argument for Kanye to make because he's got issues with that with artists that he signed.
Yeah, he didn't give them the master copies to their CDs either. That's the fucking weird thing with him. Is the second you give a guy like Kanye's a fucking narcissist, so he's going to do like everything he's accusing the Jews of doing, he's fucking done to his own artists. So it's like, it's crazy. And it's like, dude, you've made like, he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, if not over $1 billion in the industry. You're not an example of a guy who got fucked. You're just not. No. It worked out for you.
Right.
Whatever that secret cabal's doing, buddy.
You're a guy who got a shot.
You're the,
How many guys are as good as you and didn't?
Yeah.
You know that.
That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, if I was in the cabal that was secretly running Hollywood, I'd be like, we helped him out. I don't know.
The thing about it too,
Really
I think
liked it.
I think we see it in comedy
Thought he
too.
dig us.
Yeah.
There's this level, like if you watch like the Kanye documentary, the first episode, you
I
see,
still haven't gotten around to watching that, man.
it's
I heard
pretty
it's good.
Like
I heard he loses his mind at the end of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You
What
gotta,
is
the Kanye documentary is like a 3-part documentary
Oh,
on
I
Netflix.
didn't finish it.
The first part, like
I'm still listening, guys. I'm gonna go grab a White Claw. You guys want one?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
This is on me. This is
I'm
on
okay.
me.
Yeah,
I'll
I
buy
got
us
you.
around.
No, I'm alright. No, like the thing about Kanye, like there's certain people like that. Like you have to have a certain level of delusion to believe that you're gonna make it. That you're gonna be the one that's like, I'm this good at this thing, and I'm going to make it. I am a god at what I do, and then it happens, right? So that's why you see it in comedy. Like you get to a level of like with certain comedians, like they've been at this. You need a certain level of delusion to get to that level. Then you get to that level to stay at that level. Plus, you have nobody around you to tell you that you're not at that level. So of course, you eventually gonna say some wild shit. Like I love Nick DiPaolo. I grew up on Nick DiPaolo, but like the last 5-ish years of Nick
He's
DiPaolo,
slowly becoming Rush Limbaugh.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's because he's been at this level for so long. It's like, okay, I need something to complain about. I'm gonna complain about fucking laws and fucking whatever, like liberals and like.
Yeah. I like Nick DiPaolo because he does remind me of my dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he rocks. I filled in a couple times on a few times actually on Nick DiPaolo's show on Sirius XM. Like I ran the boards and was talking to him on air and shit. Like it was fucking cool, man. Like, you know.
Like he's not. I don't think he's a bad guy.
No, he's a nice guy, you know.
Right.
It's just, I mean, politically, I don't line up with him
Right.
that much, but
I
hey,
think,
man.
I think
If you hated everybody that you disagreed with.
Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
like I think on a certain level, Chappelle's getting to that level because like
He's well past that. That's
yeah,
like-
he's got like.
He's starting to get a little preachy.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
getting into Lenny Bruce
That's the
territory
couple
with that last
specials
special.
ago
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, this is getting Carlin-y kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
and
it's not funny, but I know you have 20 minutes of this.
Yeah, but I think even then, I think Carlin did a little better job of like, well, he would spin it around into a thing.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Where it's like, especially Chappelle's last one, I'm like, dude, the punchlines were great where they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but a lot of it was like, dude, you were whining for 45 minutes about
Yeah.
how trans people are mean to you on Twitter. Like
Right.
that's not the
Right.
same as at least when Lenny Bruce went Lenny Bruce, he was getting handcuffed and thrown in jail for saying fuck. It's like I
Right.
get his grievances. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
later stuff wasn't as good, but I get why he was
Right.
fucking pissed. With you, it's like, dude, you're still selling out fucking everything, Chappelle. What
Right.
do
You still get called the greatest comedian of all
yeah.
time. Like,
and you're still packing arenas. You're still doing great. Oh, my documentary got pulled from award shows. No one was going to watch your documentary. We
Right.
liked
No, there
your
was a
stand up.
documentary.
Like, because who gives a shit? It's like, dude, you want his stand up. That's what's fucking good. That's
Yeah,
what, you know,
sketches and
or
stand-up.
sketches,
That's what
you
I
know?
want.
That's
Do
the
more
thing.
sketches like Shane Gilly style, man. Fucking
Yeah,
throw them
do
up on YouTube and they'll be
right.
the
The
most
budget you
massive
get
thing
for
ever.
that is insane.
Yeah, it would be nuts. He wouldn't even need to. He could fund his own at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he could make his own sketches.
Right. He doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it, and that's hey man, that's fine. But it's like you know, no one. That documentary was not going to get him any fucking higher or lower than he is right
not
now.
much higher
He's
you can
already the fucking man. So it's like, dude,
Right.
yeah, they're being dicks to you on Twitter, bro. You keep going at them every special, and
Right.
it's like, yeah, fuck them for getting
We're
mad.
also talking
Do
about
your
like
thing,
100
but
people, dude. Like I don't
Yeah.
like that. Like when they go like Twitter's trying to cancel. Blah, blah, blah. You really are looking at like 100 people.
Yeah.
And a couple retweets.
it'll be yeah. It's 7 people in basement somewhere, and they
Yeah.
try to. Like Yahoo News and all this shit will just oh look at the outrage sparked by ba ba da da ba da da ba da, and it's like, what do you no
Right,
this
you're
is
like-
only a few people.
That's all it is. And in
Yeah.
their real life, that person's like an accountant.
Yeah
You know, they're
you
not
know.
sitting there on the streets fighting for trans rights or like saying like we should all be called cucumbers, like whatever.
right
You know, you're not that person. We all know that.
yeah, and it's like,
Well,
dude,
you
I
don't know
I
that.
disagree with many of Chappelle's takes on trans people. That said, it's like, did you hear the rest of the specials though? Because those ones that he was putting out on Netflix were fucking great. Again, last one
That
was a
first
little
group,
preachy
that
for
first
me.
two?
Yeah,
That
dude,
was
the
like
first
some of the
4.
best things ever.
Yeah, man. You know, now the last one was a little fucking preachy, but it's like, the people that just complained about the trans stuff he said, it's like, well, yeah, but what about the rest of the stuff? It was really good.
Right.
You
He
know?
kind of went after everybody.
Yeah, dude.
It's only not okay when it comes around to you, and
Well, that's the thing.
and it's
That's
not as hateful as you're making it
Right.
seem.
But that's
No.
what we are in society. It's like people nobody has. People would rather ride on like their not instead of their personality or their skill. They're just like, I want to be outraged. And like I know, like the thing it's the thing to do. People like to say, "Well, everybody's complaining about cancel culture." Nobody's. I don't complain about cancel culture. I don't care about. Like you can't. There's no such thing as being like. I mean, you could say Mel Gibson. That's true. But like you can't. There's no such.
Well,
thing
it's harder for comics because with stand-up comics, it's kind of like a 1099 industry. It's a solo sport for the most part. Whereas like an actor or somebody has to fucking get hired with like a production company, and they have to be a cog in a machine, as opposed to like the comic is its own sort of machine. Like it's so you can kind of be your own pirate ship, and that's not to say like comics that don't have very successful, more or less mainstream shows don't have to worry about having those yanked. But at the end of the day, if they do have a big enough following, they will be able to go on the road and sell tickets. So there's only so much canceling you can do to a successful stand-up comic.
I never thought that Mencia would be able to keep touring.
Yeah.
And nobody brings up and he
does
he
stuff.
stole jokes, dude. Like he stole jokes.
Yeah, it was, but that
It
was
shows how
egregious.
little people care. I've talked to like normal people about it, and they're like, "So what? Just write new jokes, don't you guys all do the same kind of jokes?" I'm like, well, if someone writes the same joke and they didn't, and it wasn't like a stolen thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But when like you hear these stories, like this guy's sitting in the back and he's taking from younger comics,
Dude,
halting their
his
careers.
One of his specials, Carlos Mencia did a word for word retelling of a Bill Cosby joke.
Yeah, he did a Garland bit. He did all of that shit.
Well, I was listening to Rogan talk about it because there's that whole video where he goes on stage at the cellar, and I mean, this was before he was like, now he was still famous. He was still on Fear Factor and shit, but like he wasn't anywhere near where he is now with the podcast. He did. He for like 10 years.
Store,
Oh yeah, the store, and he apparently confronted him right on stage in front of a whole crowd and like brought Ari Shaffir up to back up what he was saying because it wasn't just a matter of like sort of the Robin Williams thing where he would just sort of hear it and not realize he heard it and kind of riff it later and not realize he took it. Like there's guys that do that. That's one kind of thing. But like he would be hosting a show and then bring a comic up and do their closing bit in between comics, like as he's bringing them up,
right? Fucking them,
yeah, and it's like really fucking heinous shit,
and he still tours. So that to me,
it still definitely hurt his career.
Like Funny Bones, like it's nowhere near the level.
It definitely hurt his career a lot.
But like to me, that's a cancelable thing, and he's still.
Yeah,
working.
but
you're also talking about audience. Audiences don't know or give a shit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of comedy audiences do. That's why he at one point would have been doing like MGM.
Yeah.
And now he's doing like road gigs.
That's true.
Like, 200 seaters. I mean, because that is being canceled. A bump from rooms that size. You know what I mean? From going from rooms with tens of thousands to rooms with hundreds. I mean, hey man, I'd be happy touring with rooms of hundreds, but I wasn't just selling out MGM.
Right.
So,
but yeah, getting up to there and going like, this is awesome. But when you were doing Madison Square Garden, and then you go down to Louis did the same thing where he went down to the clubs, and I'm sure. Well, if you've heard like Louis talking about it, he goes, I actually really liked it, but he's a little bit of a liar. A little bit of a liar.
Yeah, but he's also he can still pack like theaters and stuff, like big theaters.
Well, I think his cancel when it happened, people cared, and now the amount of people that care is so small.
Right.
He could still do anything, and he gets lots of praise from fellow comics.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of. I mean, I'm not saying that what he did was nothing. It certainly shouldn't be taken lightly, but there was a lot more serious offenders in the Me Too thing that got a lot less shit than he did.
And that they got Weinstein and they got Cosby, right? Or
Right, at a
reverse.
certain point.
They needed a third guy.
Yeah.
And he was the
Hey,
biggest
I'll tell you
celebrity
who
at
the
time.
Me Too movement helped more than anyone. Mel Gibson. Huh? How happy was he? How happy was he? He was like, wait a minute. I was canceled harder than anyone in the history of Hollywood.
Right. Not even touch a lady.
For saying anti-Semitic shit to a cop while I was blackout drunk being shoved in the back of a squad car. Half of everybody in Hollywood talking about how deplorable I was like raping women in the fucking coffee room. Like, what do you know, like, let me make this fucking shitty Daddy's Coming Home movie or whatever that was, you know?
Can I do something?
Yeah. I'm not saying I got to be the next Batman, all right?
No, I'd be a great Batman, but
at least make me Alfred's cousin or something. Come on, give me something. Give me something. I'm Mel. I only say racist shit while I'm drunk.
Right.
Compared to all the Me Too people, it's not that bad.
He's like, Alec Baldwin shot a guy.
Yeah, he fucking shot a guy.
woman.
That's right.
Didn't Hasselhoff also say something Jewy?
Did he?
No, Hasselhoff.
You're gonna get yourself canceled with that kind of
Hasselhoff
talk.
got drunk and called his daughter.
Trying
a
to get the
pig.
bump first.
Was that what it was? Or was that also Alec Baldwin? Was
What?
Hasselhoff the one that got drunk and called his daughter a pig?
No, that was also Alec Baldwin.
That was Alec-
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that was
I don't know what Hasselhoff did. I mean,
He
let's
did
face
get in
it.
trouble, though, didn't
He's
he?
a big German celebrity, and they've done a little bit worse in their past. It's hard for them to really point
Right.
fingers.
There's nothing. There's nothing you could do that people go like, that Germany
Right.
is mad at you, and you're like, really, Germany?
This is the worst thing anyone has done in this country for exactly 72 years. Exactly 72.
72 and a half now. True.
This is a clip that I saw. It was pretty funny. Speaking of Harvey Weinstein, it was right before all the Me Too stuff came out. He was at the Tony Awards in like 2016 or whatever, and like Kristen Chenoweth and Alan Cumming are on stage like doing a little thing, and it's like Harvey Weinstein's laughing it up, and I'm like, the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, how many people is he gonna sexually assault that night?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's the Tonys,
Yeah.
so they're all gay men. So no,
That's a
none.
good point.
But,
There's some women in there. There's
Oh,
some
yeah?
women in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're friends that hang out with them. That's
Right.
who he goes
Right.
after.
Right.
You know, he's
Do
got
you
want to
be an actress?
Yeah. It's well, that's what he does. Is he calls like the gay musical actors in, and he's just like, be my gay wingman, you know, and like that's what he does.
Tell her how good of a guy I am.
Tell her I got a massive cock that goes for days.
Is he in jail?
I think so, right? Or I think he
yeah.
might have gotten out during COVID.
Maybe, but
I
like
could be
he's,
wrong.
like has to stay home or something like that.
Yeah.
He did the fake wheelchair thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. He,
Cosby did it too, where they
he
came
was-
in walkers.
Yeah.
You're
He
like,
was
all right.
egregious, dude. He was the one that was he the one that was like jerking off in plants?
Yeah, Weinstein was the plant guy. Yeah, he jerked off.
Oh,
the plant.
you're right, yeah.
Well, I don't
I
think
was
that was a
thinking
regular
of,
thing. The plant. He would more just like just sort of force himself on actresses and things like that. You know what I mean? And threaten their careers if they didn't do things.
Right.
But there was that one reporter that he was trying to come onto in the basement of a restaurant, and when she wouldn't, like, she was like, "No, I'm not into this." Then he was just like, fuck it then," and he took his dick out and jerked off into a plant. He was out of his goddamn mind. Weinstein was all over the place, dude.
All right. Whenever I hear the plant thing, I think of the guy that killed his wife. The guy who the family owns
Yeah.
buildings in New York.
Oh,
Were they-
yeah.
I forget the name. My mother worked for them.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
What's
Wow.
it was from The Deuce, right? No, not The Deuce.
The Deuce
show?
was like the '70s show, right? Like
Yeah.
the
No.
show.
on HBO?
Yeah,
the
the
something. It was an HBO thing about a guy who killed his wife.
Oh,
I forget.
the
the
documentary?
staircase.
no,
Is that
That was good too.
the Minx? Was it Minx?
maybe
Yeah.
the Jinx.
The Jinx.
Oh,
yeah.
what was
I
his
never
name?
actually saw that. I never actually
what
saw
was that? Robert?
Robert something.
Durst?
Robert
Durst.
Robert Durst.
Robert
yeah,
Durst.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So this guy.
There's Robert Blake too. I think they made a documentary.
Maybe.
About him as well.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
maybe.
that sounds
Something
familiar.
about Roberts.
Yeah.
There's serial killers. No,
Yeah.
this guy Robert Durst. He killed his wife, but like he hid since his family owned buildings all over the place.
Yeah.
He hid the pieces in like concrete
Yeah.
and like
Yeah, mobsters used to do that shit. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
foundations of the
like the
buildings. That was the whole
employees
thing.
knew.
Yeah,
And then like one day the mother like threw herself out of the window and he was the only one that was home.
wow,
Like
yeah,
crazy shit like that. And he would pee in his brother's plant every night.
really.
Yeah. My mother worked
he
for
would
them.
Pee in his plant. How do you find out that he peed in his plant?
Well, the room always smelled like piss and nobody understood why.
Nice.
But my
Wait,
mother.
is this after he would kill people?
Oh, this is after he had killed his wife, but I guess never
You would
really.
think he would like kept his nose clean and just chilled out.
No.
See, you would think that, but like it turns out like
These
people
guys
who are
love-
crazy enough to kill people for no reason, they're crazy enough to do other things against.
Yeah, they're like,
too.
I got
They're
away
just,
with that.
you know-
I could pee in a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that was like a thing where like anyone who went into the brother's office for any kind of a meeting or anything, they'd be like, why does this room smell like piss?
That's
There must be
fucking
something in the
hilarious.
pipes. And
Dude,
every night, he was
Sometimes
just
serial
staying
killers
after.
are fucking hilarious. That's a hilarious prank to pull.
Yeah, and now if like, oh man, if I ever make partner at a law firm
Yeah.
for some odd reason,
Yeah, and that's way better than jerking off in a plant.
Yeah.
I feel. And here's what I thought of when I thought of Weinstein jerking off the plant is feed me Seymour. That's what it turned into the next day. Is
Comes
that thing
alive.
started going? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Who's the funniest serial killer we've ever had? You think?
Funniest serial killer would.
Wayne Gacy?
I mean, he was a clown.
He's a
Yeah.
clown,
So
so
you'd think.
it's up
I mean,
there.
by default, almost
Yeah.
right. Like most of them weren't that sociable.
That's
you know.
true.
I mean, maybe.
I did
Maybe
enjoy
Bundy
how much
because he was
Dahmer
like.
fucked up.
Yeah, Dahmer
like-
fucked up a lot, dude.
Yeah, he was
people
very
were just
sloppy.
All the serial killers were back then,
People
dude.
were
Right.
just dumb around
Yeah.
Dahmer.
It was
Like,
the golden era of serial killing.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah, before DNA and social media, man. Unless you got caught by the cops red-handed with your knife in the guy,
Right.
you were getting away with that shit.
There was
Right.
a guy. There was a guy that got away. Told the cops that Dahmer was like drugging him.
Oh, was underage too.
Yeah, underage.
Yeah.
And then they were just like,
Was that the Filipino family?
Yeah. And they were just like, I don't know.
You guys are foreign. There might be a disconnect in the language.
No,
here.
not the Filipino family. The Filipino
He molested
family
the
tried
older
to.
one.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
did
tried
go to
to.
jail for that though.
Yeah, he tried to. He did go to jail for like a year for that one. He's talking about the kid where they took him back. They found him
yeah,
like
they-
drugged
they-
up
yeah.
on the street,
And they brought him back to Dahmer.
With the
this
hole in his
kid,
head.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, because he also like. I don't remember where he was from, but English was a second language, and he's drugged,
Right.
so he's really fucking hard to understand.
Yeah.
And they're telling him the address, and they actually have recording that I heard years ago in a documentary of like the dispatcher talking to the cops. He's like, "Yeah, we just brought him back here. He's in an argument with his boyfriend, you know, so we just left him with the boyfriend, and that's it."
So crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Did
man.
you
It
watch
was-
the show?
I'm like halfway through it.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you got to that scene,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, with the kid?
Yeah.
Well, I
when he's
just-
like
it's-
on the steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it yet because I'll start watching it. I'll have to jerk off. You know what I mean? And it's like I have to.
Right.
It's like when I go watch something else. And
goes
I,
to the
and
I
have
jerked
to
off
do
the whole
next-
time, except for the parts where they had all the gay stuff. And I was
You're
like,
right. Why can't you be a straight cannibal? What's wrong with you?
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, I'm trying to come here. Stop kissing him.
The part where he steals the mannequin is like that.
It's
That's
pretty
so
awesome.
odd.
It's a legit good show. Like it's
Yeah.
a really well made
They
show.
gotta stop doing these serial killer shows.
It's pretty
with
wild.
good looking people though. They gotta stop.
Yeah,
doing
and they actually finally are really taking some flack for the show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's they're going like, hey man, you're making him a little too fucking hot.
Yeah.
You're sexing him up too much.
that. Like
Yeah.
Dahmer wasn't ugly, and neither was who was the other guy? The one that Zac Efron played.
In the Dahmer
Oh,
one, or
Didn't he play Bundy?
No, he played the Ted
Bundy.
Bundy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Ted
Bundy was
wasn't
not-
an
Bundy
ugly-
was like known for being like a
guy,
handsome
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he
was
wasn't
not
an
a
ugly
good-looking guy.
But like if
I guess by today's standards, you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I swear to God, they're gonna do like a John Wayne Gacy one, and they're gonna cast like fucking
Yeah.
I don't know somebody attract. I don't know who's attractive. Who's attractive in Hollywood?
Some Timothy Chalamet is going to
Timothy
play
Chalamet is
John
gonna
Wayne
play
Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy. Like
I'm a clown. I'm here to kill.
I do. What if Woody Allen was a serial killer?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. No, I used to for years. I would, and I still sometimes do this bit about the Tudors and how they got a hot guy to play Henry VIII, and he just stays hot throughout the whole show.
It doesn't get fat. doesn't
No, and
get
it's like,
gross.
dude, we've seen paintings of this guy. He's
Right.
known for being fat and gross.
Yeah.
He was fat and had like a fucked up leg, and
Yeah.
it smelled
Jabba the
gangrenous.
Hutt.
He was,
really-
dude.
right,
He was a
Jabba the
fat
Hutt.
guy back when people weren't really
Nobody
fat.
will watch it if they don't want to fuck him.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the whole thing of the bit. Like it's a weird guy to sexualize. You know,
Right.
it's like he was an evil dictator type of king,
Yeah.
and you know, and they're kind of doing that with Dahmer now too. And I guess the dad is still alive, And he's come out
He's
saying,
pissed,
like,
right?
stop. Yeah, he's like, stop glorifying my son for this. You know, we're finally at a place where we're kind of getting over it. But apparently some, you know how they have those, like, serial killer groupie women who, like, marry him in prison and all that? One of
got a
those
bunch of
women,
them.
like, in her 20s or 30s or something, went to Dahmer's dad's house and, like, threw her panties at him. Like, as he's going to get the mail.
Right.
And he's like an old guy at this point. He's got to be in his, like, 80s or 90s at somewhere.
Right.
What the hell is that? Oh, it's a 20-year-old's thong panties.
Right.
Because my son ate a guy. She's all turned on. Got all juicy. Got all, she's creaming
when you
herself.
get towards the end of it, you'll start. You don't know who you feel for in certain parts of it.
Like Dahmer?
Well,
Take
they
it pro-
humanize him a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is odd. And they kind of do that by showing parts of the father. I don't want to tell you exactly
Well,
what
I think,
happens.
yeah, I
but there's
think I
also
got-
Really,
history.
because
You can just look it
they've
up.
really kind of. I really like the way they've done with the father, because the first scene you see him in is the mother's trying to kill herself, and the dad comes in like a total prick, like, that bitch is faking it. She ain't really OD, and you know, and like you're like, wow, this guy's a fucking asshole. But then
that made me like him.
it keeps going on. I liked him in an anti-hero kind of way. I was like, this guy's gonna be fun. He's gonna be like
Right.
like a Bill Burr in F is for Family type of dad. He's gonna rock, you know.
I watched
But-
that and I was like, oh, she does this all the time.
yeah. But then it keeps going, and you're like, oh no, he was just going to work and trying to raise a family, and this woman was out of fucking control, man. Like it was, you know, and it kind of makes him out to be like the good guy. I mean, he's, you know, he's not, I guess, as supportive as he could be, but like he's still giving him a lot of fucking chances, and
Yeah, he
Too
gives
many
him,
chances.
he gives
too
a
many
lot of
fucking
leeway
chances.
to him.
Yeah.
And they make him, I mean, he's not like pro-gay by any means, but he's certainly not as homophobic as a Wisconsin dad in the 70s normally would have been.
Right.
And it's just sort of one of those things to where it's like, you're going to go hang out with your friend. Great.
Just don't tell me the
Don't
details.
tell me the deets. Yeah. Like that's just kind of, and it's like, yeah, but that's not as homophobic as those guys were. Keep in mind, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama were officially against gay marriage in like 2015. They were officially what Dahmer's dad was in that movie, you know?
Right.
So like he's pretty, you know, as
Yeah.
cool as he could be, because the kid's a total fuck up. To where he's like, I would be homophobic, but this kid has 17 worse problems than being gay. Like,
Right.
I'm not even fucking, I'm going to try to cure those before I'm like, go hang out with.
a dick is fine.
Yeah.
Just make sure it's attached to the guy still.
Yeah. It's like, I would send him to one of those turn you straight Bible camps, but it's like, he's such a fucking drunk, he'd get kicked out of there too.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, he'd have too much fun at that.
Yeah,
he's like,
it's-
this is a buffet for him, really.
Right. Yeah. That was
You're not
one
putting
thing
him in there with them. You're putting them there with him.
That's what always got me about those turn you straight Bible camps is like they're always in those little like rural areas in like Bible Belt states
Right.
where it's
You're gonna
like
throw a bunch of gay kids.
yeah,
in a
there's
cabin
not a lot
together?
of gay people there because everybody is in the closet till they turn 18, then they move to LA or
Yeah.
New York or something. And so there's not a lot of so they're like we're going to root out some of the only openly gay kids in the state and put them together under one roof and see what happens.
Sounds
It's like,
awfully
dude,
Greek,
this
if
is,
you ask me.
yeah, I'm like, you know, this is it's sort of like having an AA camp at the fucking Budweiser plant, you know? Like this is a little bit nutty.
How many times did you think like this Christian youth pastor camp counselor person walked into a cabin and was like, "Oh my God, get
Yeah.
out of his asshole!"
You guys clearly didn't read page 7 of the Bible like I told you to. It's not to do that. Quit fucking giving that guy a
Get
reach
that out
around.
of your mouth, Jimmy.
Yeah. For God's sake, don't you remember what it says in Pauly 3:17 or whatever? Like, stop doing
Pauly 3:7 is that the Italian Bible?
Yeah.
that. You ain't read the new version. We got a secret underground version.
This is Rocco 4:17. Thou shalt not rat.
snitch.
Yeah. An eye for an eye plus 25% of whatever they make at the door.
I lost one of my eyes because of the diabetes.
All right, we're at an hour. All
right.
let's wrap this sucker up.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
Jake, where can the people see you?
They can see me anywhere at Jake Vevera on all socials. Also, check out my podcast. I got one called Idiots on Parade. That's like current eventsy and stuff. I got one called Love Gurus. That's like dating questions. That's live every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You can go on, chat to us live. We take ridiculous dating questions from Reddit. And we're starting to grab them from 4chan, and we're going to start throwing those on the Patreon. Yeah,
I come on the 4chan episode.
That's going to be a too hot for YouTube kind of episode. We're going to have to get people on the Patreon for that, but we're going to start a Patreon.
All right.
Nice. And then also I'm on Character Debates. That is a character-based podcast where we debate just random questions. We have crazy characters doing it. We do have a Patreon for that, so go sign up for that as well. But you can download the episodes, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are streamed. And then check out the Patreon for awesome bonus footages, including sketches, video of the episodes, unedited podcasts, things like that, and more cameos, shout-outs, and all that if you want it.
Awesome. Stan.
Every other Thursday, you can find me at the Tiny Cupboard, 8:30. On the Thursday that I'm not there, I'm at Father Knows Best, 9 o'clock. Every other Wednesday, Marion's in Brooklyn. That's an 8:30 show as well. Follow me at Funny Man Stan for all the details.
Nice. I in a weird deal with a wacky Italian, I lost a bunch of shows recently. So the Wynwood shows will not be happening, but Nardi's Tavern in Long Beach Island on the Jersey Shore. Come to that Friday at 9. All right. Bye, idiots. Thanks, Jake.
Thanks for having me.